Session 183, 21st September 2022. Session 183, 21st September 2022. Quran, the Word of Allah, and elaboratory translation by ex-brigadier Mustasabullah. We continue with Surah Az-Zariyat, the 51st Surah of Quran, and with part 27. Part 27. Surah Zariyat. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We begin with the name of Allah, who is most gracious and tremendously merciful. Atawasa bihi balhum qawmun ta'ghun. 5.3, verse 5.3, Surah Zariyat. Have they, the people of the past, transmitted this saying to these pagans of Quran? No, they are themselves a people transgressing beyond limits in disbelief, shirk, pantheism, polytheism. فَتَوَلَّ عَنْهُمْ فَمَا أَنْتَ بِمَعْلُومٍ. 50. So, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, turn away from them, the pagans of Quraysh. You are not at fault, as you have conveyed Allah's message. وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَ تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. 5. But keep on reminding them, for reminders are beneficent to the true believers. For reminders are beneficent to the true believers. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. 5.6. And I, Allah, have not created jinns and mankind except that they should worship me alone. And I, Allah, have not created jinns and mankind except that they should worship me alone and nobody else and nothing else. وَمَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُم مِّن رِزْقٍ وَمَا أُرِيدُ أَن يُطْعِمُونِ. 5.7. I don't seek any provision from them, from jinns and the entire mankind, nor do I ask that they should feed me. Allah seeks no provision, neither for himself nor for all his creations. Inna Allahu razaqu zul quwwatil mateen. 5.8. Surely it is Allah who gives all sustenance to all, the Rabb of power, the invincible, the Rabb of power, the invincible. فَإِنَّ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا ذُنُوبًا مِثْلَ ذُنُوبِ أَصْحَابِهِمْ فَلَا يَسْتَعْجِلُونَ. 5.9. Surely those who are wrongdoers shall have their portion of torment, like the portion of torment of their predecessors. So let them not ask me to hurry it on. فَوَيْلُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِنْ جَامِعِهِمْ الَّذِي يُوعَدُونَ. 60. So misery to the disbelievers. This is the last verse of Surah Az-Zariyat 51. 60. So misery to the disbelievers on that day with which they are being warned. With which they are being warned. Surah Azariyat 5:1 ends there. We now begin with Surah At-Tur, the 52nd Surah of Quran. Surah At-Tur, the Mount, part 27 continues. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We begin with the name of Allah, who is most gracious and tremendously merciful. What one, what Tur, by Mount Tur, wa Kitabim Mastur, two, and by the book inscribed. Three, fi rizqin manshur, three, on a fine unfolded plates, and the book inscribed on fine unfolded plates. Wal Betil Ma'mur, four, and by the inhabited house, Al Batul Ma'mur, the house in the heavens, precisely over Kaaba. Batul Mamur, the house in the heavens, precisely over Kaaba, Mecca, constantly visited by the angels. Wasak fil Marfu, 5, and the elevated canopy, the shape of the sky. Wal Baril Masjid, 6, and the expanding ocean, and the expanding ocean. Inna Zaba Rabbika Lawakil, 7, surely the torment of your Rabb will come to pass. Surely the torment of your Rabb will come to pass. Malahum in the fire, 8, there shall be none to avert it. There shall be none to avert it. Yawma tumul samao mora, 9, on that day heavens will shake violently. On that day heavens will shake violently. وَتَسِيرُ الْجِبَالُ سَيًّا, 10, and the mountains will travel around, will be lifted like clouds. And the mountains will travel around, will be lifted like clouds. فَوَيْلٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ لِلْمُكَذِّبِينَ, 111, on that day misery be to the deniers of truth, the disbelievers, mushrikeen, pantheists, polytheists. Misery be to the deniers of truth, the disbelievers, mushrikeen, pantheists, polytheists. الذين هم في خوض يلعبون. 1, 2, who are playing in falsehood, false gods, false beliefs, false gods, false beliefs. Yama yudauna ila nari jahannam dua. 1, 3, that day when they'll be pushed down by force to the fire of hell with horrible, forceful pushing. هذه نار التي كنتم بها تكذبون. 1, 4, and it will be said to them, this is the fire which you disbelieved. And it will be said to them, this is the fire which you disbelieved. أَفَسِرٌ هَذَا أَمْ أَنْتُمْ لَا تُبْصِرُونَ. 1, 5, is this magic that you are being deceived? Or do you not see? Or do you not see? إِسْلَوْهَا فَاصْبِرُوا أَوْ لَا تَصْبِرُوا سَوَاءٌ عَلَيْكُمْ إِنَّمَا تُجْزَوْنَ مَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. 1, 6, now burn therein, and whether you are patient or impatient, it will be the same. You are only being rewarded for what you used to do. You are only being rewarded for what you used to do. Innal muttaqina fi jannatin wa na'im. 1, 7, as for the righteous, pious believers, they'll be in the gardens of pleasures in paradise. forever and ever and ever. فاكهين بما آتاهم ربهم ووقاهم ربهم عذاب الجحيم. 1:8. Rejoicing in what their Rabb has bestowed on them, and in fact, their Rabb has saved them from the torment of the blazing fire. Kulu washrabu haniyam bima kuntum ta'malun. 1:9. It will be said to them, eat and drink with happiness because of what you used to do. Because of what you used to do. This is the reward of your good deeds. This is the reward of your good deeds. متكئين على سرور مصفوفة وزوجناهم بحور عين. 2:0. They shall recline on thrones arranged in rows, and we shall wed them, and we shall wed them to whose beautiful damsels with wide, lovely eyes. والذين آمنوا واتبعتهم ذريتهم إيمان ألحقنا بهم ذريتهم وما ألتناهم من عملهم من شيء كل امرئ بما كسب رهين. 2:1. We shall unite the true believers with those of their descendants who follow them in their faith. We shall unite the true believers with those of their descendants who follow them in their faith, and shall not deny them any reward of their good deeds. Everyone is held in pledge for his deeds. Everyone is held in pledge for his deeds. وَأَمْدَهُمْ بِفَاكِهَةٍ وَلَحْمٍ مِّمَّا يَشْتَهُونَ. 2:2. And we shall provide them with fruits and such meats as they desire. يَتَنَازَعُونَ فِيهَا كَأْسًا لَهُمْ فِيهَا وَلَا تَأْثِيمٍ. 2:3. There they shall pass from hand to hand a cup of wine, free from any idle talk and free from sin. ويطوف عليهم غلمان لهم كأنهم لؤلؤ مكنون. 2:4. And they shall wait for them young boys exclusively appointed for their service, who will be as handsome as treasured pearls. وأقبل بعضهم على بعض يتساءلون. 2:5. They'll converse with one another on everything, including their life in this world. قالوا إنا كنا قبل في أهلنا مشفقين. 2:6. And saying, we were afraid of the punishment of Allah in the midst of our families. And saying, we were afraid of the punishment of Allah in the midst of our families in the world. فَمَنَّ عَلَيْنَا وَوَقَانَا عَذَابَ السَّمُومِ. 2:7. But Allah has been gracious to us. He has saved us from the punishment of fire. إِنَّا كُنَّا مِن قَبْلُ نَدْعُوهُ إِنَّهُ هُوَ الْبَرُّ الرَّحِيمُ. 2:8. Indeed, we used to pray only to Him. Indeed, we used to pray only to Him. Surely, He is the beneficent, the merciful. وَذَكِّرْ فَمَا أَنْتَ بِنِعْمَةِ رَبِّكَ بِكَاهِنٍ وَلَا مَجْنُونٍ. 2:9. Therefore, O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, keep up your mission of admonition. By the grace of your Rabb, you are neither a magician not a madman. أم يقولون شعر نتربص به ريب المنون 30. Or do they, the disbelievers, say, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a poet? We are waiting for some misfortune to befall him, they say. قل تربصوا فإني معكم من المتربصين. 3:1. Say to them, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, wait, if you will, I too shall wait with you. أم تأمرهم أعلامهم بهذا أم هم قوم الطاغون. 3:2. Do their faculties of mind prompt them to say this, to tell a lie against you, or is it merely that they are wicked people? أم يقولون تقبله بل لا يؤمنون. 3. Or do they say he, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, has caused it, Quran himself? No, actually, they do not want to believe. Actually, they do not want to believe. فَلْيَأْتُوا بِحَدِيثٍ مِثْلِهِ إِنْ كَانُوا صَادِقِينَ. 3:4. Let them produce a scripture like this if what they say is true. أَمْ خَلَقُوا مِنْ غَيْرِ شَيْءٍ أَمْ هُمُ الْخَالِقُونَ. 3:5. Were they created by no one? Or were they themselves the creators? Am خلقوا السماوات والأرض بل لا يوقنون. 3:6. Have they created the heavens? Have they created the heavens and the earth? No, they'll never be convinced. أم عندهم خزائن ربك أم هم المسيطرون. 3:7. Do they possess the treasures of their Rabb? Or is it that they who control them? Is it they who control them? أم لهم سلام يستمعون فيه فليأتوا مستمعهم بسلطان مبين. 3:8. Or have they a stairway to heaven by means of which they listen him talking to the angels, they listen to God talking to angels? If so, let the one who listened bring some manifest truth. أم له البنات ولكم البنون. 3:9. Or has he Allah only daughters and you have sons? The disbelievers said that the angels were the daughters of Allah. May the thought be cast. أم تسألهم أجرا فهم من مغرم مثقلون. 4:0. Or is it that you, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ask for wage from them so that they are burdened with a lot of debt? Am indahum al-ghaibu fahum yaktabun. 4:1. Or that the unseen is with them and they write it down? Am yuriduna kaida fallazina kafaru humul makidun. 4:2. Or do they intend to devise a plot against you, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? And if so, the disbelievers themselves will be plotted against. أم لهم إله غير الله سبحان الله أما يشركون. 4:3. Or have they any ilah, a god, other than Allah? Exalted is Allah, far above those deities they associate with Him. Exalted is Allah, far above those deities they associate with them. وإن يرى كسف من السماء ساقطا يقول سحاب مركون. 4:4. They are such people that even if they will see part of heaven falling down, they would say it is but a mass of clouds. فذرهم حتى يلاقوا يومهم الذي فيه يسعقون. 4:5. So leave them alone until they encounter that day of theirs wherein they shall sink into fainting with terror. Yama la yugni anhum kaidahum shayun walahum yansarun. 4:6. The day when their plotting will not avail at all, nor will they be helped. وإن الذين ظلموا عذابا دون ذلك ولكن أكثرهم لا يعلمون. 4:7. And surely for those who do wrong, there is another punishment, that is torment in this world and their graves before this, even though most of them do not realize it. Torment in this world and in their graves before this, even though most of them do not realize it. واصبر لحكم ربك فإنك بأعيننا وسبح بحمد ربك حين تقوم. 4:8. Therefore, wait for the judgment of your Rabb with patience. We are surely watching over you. Glorify your Rabb with his praises when you wake up. Glorify your Rabb with his praises in communes when you wake up. وَمِنَ اللَّيْلِ فَسَبِّحْهُ وَإِدْبَارُ النُّجُومِ. And the last verse of Surah At-Tur, the 52nd Surah, 4:9. And glorify him in a part of the night, Isha prayers, and also as the stars fade away, morning prayers. The other three compulsory prayers of Zuhr, Asr, and Maghrib are mentioned at other places in Quran. Now we begin with this Surah An-Najm, the star, the 53rd Surah of Quran, continuing with part 2:7. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, with the name of Allah, who is unchangeably beneficent, the tremendously merciful. وَنَجْمِ 1. وَنَجْمِ إِذَا هُوَ, by the star when it rises. 2. مَزَلَّ صَاحِبُهُمْ وَمَا غَوَى, your companion Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is neither misguided nor has he erred. وَمَا يَنْتَقُ عَنِ الْهَوَى. 3. Nor does he speak out of his own desire. Not does he speak out of his own desire. إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَى. For this is but an inspired revelation. And the last verse for today, Allamahu Shadidul Quwa. 5. He, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, has been taught this Quran by one mighty in power, angel Gabriel. He, Muhammad, has been taught this Quran by one mighty in power, angel Jibrail. That's all for today. Inshallah, Allah be willing, we shall meet tomorrow. Till then, please pray for my ex-brigadier, Muslim Sir Billah.